match. Mandatory love to take things slowly, although well, he won't be able to do much in terms of this round. Immediately taking away the pistol round. Now on towards the C site, and Izzy needs to hold fast. Gets Enzo, but can't quite get more. Has support in Kushner and Anima, who combine. Now one player left. It's Sebo. Comes the paranoia again out. You can see here Brave is trying to hold on. Nice trades out, and now Mandatory have the site. Eternal Fire though in position. Still you're waiting for him to get into the spot to help out. The spike can't go down, and you look towards the rest of the map. Sider's not anywhere near it, so you can't even win out in a deathmatch. Eternal Fire convert a bonus.
Cider on A, C will be held by these two players.
And the utility's in, and so is the showstopper. Any Mandatory player who tried to cross the gap has been taken out, although Enzo at close range has managed to rescue himself a rifle. Time is of the essence to get that spike down, and Sivov has managed to get a possible winning scenario. Although, with time being so low, you don't expect Sivov to win this 1 versus 2, and utility's still coming his way. The delay is perfect. Now has to commit to a spike plan, or at least bait out a peek. It will not come his way. On top of that, for me, has it. He can't get out Kushner, although Anima at least gets the trade. The point I was going to make was Eternal Fire always do have good starts on notice. They know that they can get it, but once the team begins to set themselves, that's where they start to understand what Eternal Fire's setup looks like and position themselves accordingly, like Kellogg's does with the showstopper.
Brilliant clear on towards Cider. Izzy, it falls on him, on his shoulders. He will fall. Anima stands tall.
Down A.
All it's done is bought Brave a clutch situation. 1 versus 2 for the controller as he drops in silently. Kellogg's is low. Enzo with the deeper line, but it does nothing to support the spike plan. He'll have to walk back into this situation himself. The Frenchman so credible in this kind of situation. And now with Brave's position noted, you'd feel that he's in the stronger position. The paranoia coming back through though could very quickly isolate him on such a wide angle.
Shadows traveling.
Yet to catch it. Second fight. Enzo revealing him, and he will reprise his role in the corner here. Don't know if Kellogg's was looking for it, but Brave will smack him across the jaw. TP to the spawn. It's the Omens going for outplays. A 360 Anima eventually collects onto Mikey. Rolling Thunder back through B, walking up his hip. It's chaos inside the first 30 seconds, but Eternal Fire have managed to stabilize twice the numbers, and they will finish off one of the final players. Enzo again in a clutch.
Has to do it here, first up, and he won't even the block through that rubble position. Mikey's gone solo, all alone, like a Ferrari swinging round, and it's been a car crash right now for Eternal Fire. Although, you just stop Brave at the back of sight if he'd won the 1v1 now.
Losing every scrim against Apex, then suddenly had a lot of good information on how to beat them. This TP though, you can't help but feel is misplaced from Mikey. His opportunity, a fleeting one, and Eternal Fire putting their foot down as the gold and black banner is waved over A. Mandatory marching back through.
Yeah, that paranoia wasn't good.
Where'd you go?
Armageddon certainly is. Kellogg's forced to fight. And as the players come back through to try and offer some support, it's back towards him and nearly gets a chance at another and brings the showstopper out himself. Only gets chip damage onto players, splash damage, but it's Sivov who comes out and gets the first blood of this round. Still, the spike is being baited and Eternal Fire look to cook up the retake.
Still have almost all their flashes Eternal Fire, but they haven't cleared him.
No, they have not, and he's got one more. At least there's a trade so far for Eternal Fire, but you're looking to what the rest of the round looks like. You've got Enzo's Odin looking to lay some suppressing fire later in the round, out towards main, set up for the post plant. Sivov and Mikey now have to combine together, playing off the contact from the smoke as the players of Eternal Fire continue to walk through slowly. They're the ones that end up getting the kills. Enzo's taken out from main.
Victory selection B pinch coming in, and the vice grip that they have begins to tighten. Hip on the back line, it's keloqz instead to steal away another. The duelist player up and running, Cider and Brave to try and bring it back. I don't think it's going to happen this time. The captain will bow his head in respect of what he's seen, as Mandatory have managed to get themselves another round.
For Enzo, I think this is his third of the half. And Mikey again going to be aggressive, but Kushner's lying there and wait, and all the utility was sent. They were well aware of what Mandatory were trying to do. A quick B pivot looking to see what's in the Hobbit door, but it looks like it'll be Anima who's looking to just deny everything. Rolling Thunder in. The Hunter's Fury's not hitting either. It's just a util dump here in Hobbit.
Yeah, Mandatory had their hand forced, tried to make a reaction. Into the fire and flames they go. Hip, lucky not to get engulfed. A moment.
And they're heading straight into Brave.
Full on Brave here. He goes down. That left-hand side could be left open, but instead, it is another big piece from Brave. Shotgun comes in from Sivov. He was just waiting to close the gap, but unless he can run back the heroic.
They will, but look at Mandatory. They've already read into this. All the players are here, and it's Mandatory who have opened up the scoring here, and they've got 4 of the best, looking to make it 5, but Kushner is the only one who can deny. Gets 3, but can't.
There's a stun the opposite way. Immediately heads clashing. Cider, the captain, the smartest on his shoulders, able to deter at least the first. 2 players stuck in the corner means the smoke is necessary to bail them out.
Players towards C Mandatory, but I mean, you look towards Eternal Fire and what they've lost in post, and that was the Tejo, and now it's Izzy. That's backline support gone.
Yeah. I mean, look, hey, maybe we weren't going to get the op head-to-head between the two of them just yet. Might need to wait until the next map for that. keloqz's Outlaw has connected. Mandatory very patient in retaking this waterfall space, and they'll allow keloqz to help them out in that end as well. It's a deep drone from Enzo, a little bit of extra utility that will go missing into this retake, but still, Sivov, one off the full belt. Recon, Shocks, Boombot, they have the works at their disposal here, but Eternal Fire, a little bit more of the same.
Yeah, Brave already been able to sneak away a kill, and I was just about to mention it, and it comes forward. This is going to be delay that will buy more time for Eternal Fire in post. Don't need to shoot the rocket, can just use it to bail them out. Already another one going Eternal Fire's way. All 3 remaining players looking to hold fast, and it looks as if they've already done the job. Running away, Mandatory looking to try and see if they can sneak away another rifle.
Everyone on Eternal Fire sat behind the veil of the walls right now, as Hip has just about managed to get his first, picking it up. Phantoms coming through, clawing back away at the Fire's defenses. Recon dropping in and revealing 2 players towards the bend. Backs against the wall for Eternal Fire. The works being thrown at their faces right now, and there's little left to fend it off with. Cider, no salvos, not just yet.
The other thing you've got to consider is when they come back in here, Mandatory. They had a retake camp, Enzo being gone, keloqz on site himself. The showstopper hasn't hit, but he noted Izzy. Come back to the rest of his team. Eternal Fire though, they're already taking things into their own hands. And to set up your post plant for Eternal Fire.
He's got to dive in. Yeah. Enzo thrown into the flames, out of the frying pan, scorched the earth beneath him, and now 4-on-4 situation in post for Eternal Fire as Mandatory set the retake.
Cover going
Still taking their time, looking to collect all the bodies together though, has it, and keloqz has to come back in with an op through Hobbit.
They have so much utility. The reserves being expended. Izzy fighting forwards, winning the first on his opposite number. Trade coming in, but a little bit laboured. That delay in the time sets up the rest. Sivov dropping with the bomb from his counterpart. Still a 2-on-2, health deficit for Anima, but he's most useful with this ult. TP in front of it, stunned will be Mikey, but he'll survive long enough to win the round out. Oh, it's close. I don't know about this one. Right down to the wire to deny him at point the additional support.
I mean, that's the question. They're trying to get in. It's Enzo's Odin. That was stunned up. They got the kill. Eternal Fire. Wow. They just look to flood the A site, and nobody can stop Mandatory from drowning now. There's only one man whose operator has been spot on. Can't quite get the first, and I don't think he'll even be allowed to escape. Mandatory, they are gambling on the seaside, and they'll be right to do so. Hip not cleared. The rolling thunder spot on, and Kushina gets the kill when he should have been gone. Brave now supporting the case as the players of Mandatory look to play within their own smokes, but still Eternal Fire send the map towards their side.
That they do. It is a dominant first map that we end up getting from Eternal Fire. Side, it's Izzy spotted and Kushina taken down first.
Still, Enzo hasn't used that wall, and the delay coming through from Mandatory is perfect. Hopefully using it for a retake or whatnot. Brave has just jumped into the B site, and I think he's going to struggle to escape here. And as that's the case, Mikey gets a whole load of information from that mid portion. And well, Eternal Fire look to try and clear out A through Sider's utility. Mandatory are here already.
Sibyl's already in back sight. Sider decapitated. 5 versus 2 situation for Eternal Fire. Anima winning a 1v4 ace clutch left. Yesterday. Quite a few of those situations he excelled in. The flash, like a lightning bolt, flies across the screen. The paranoia placed on top looked to be just as good. Izzy's taken a couple, but as you can already see,
slow up. Mandatory again, it's the same two players who managed to get effectiveness like this. Exact same hold. Mandatory straight in. This bonus looks absolutely brilliant.
Further value from the layered utility as well. Mikey consistently replenishing these smokes.
Mandatory always ready. Oh, just heard the stun go off. Can't quite grab the kill, but as Eternal Fire come in, Mandatory, they capitulate. They don't have any answer here.
A lot of utility used in the mid-round as well. That slight pause before the re-hit was huge for Eternal Fire. With Izzy exploring on another post-plant position, it's going to send them even further in front in terms of control. Man count, tower has been repossessed. Mandatory handed the eviction notice, and as Sivov tries to walk back, react to this kind of thing though. So actually, Kellogg's posting up here is a pretty damn good move. He's going to get the value from it. Braves up goes, Izzy loses his head. You're down to the last 3 players in the middle of the map, and they're without the spike for now.
Yeah, Eternal Fire have been so focused.
Still up, Enzo knows, comfortable to make this kind of decision. The captain leads by example. Kellogg's the only one absent, but in his absence, authority still stands.
10 seconds left.
Sider last left, here he goes. Combo util, does take tower. Enzo caught, stunned, but not dead.
And at the same time, Kellogg's has got a pick from B main. Once again, this operator finds value.
Decent following rounds, and an expensive one to build up with us already being a quarter of the way through regulation.
30 seconds left though, and there is a round to be
Wait
had
a
here as
second.
players get isolated and Anima finds another. Sivov needs to be careful, but look at that, the paranoia timed to perfection, and Anima still doing work with only a classic. Mikey at the back of sight brings it to a 1v1 up against a player who's just made this work.
How have we even got to this point in time? I have absolutely no idea. So much util. Anima! Mandatory known about. Wall's gonna go up. There's a gap. Oh my god. This is just so cheeky from Mandatory. Brave still in his utility. They break down the curtain, but it's a nasty surprise. Eternal Fire in their face. 3 kills volleyed right back down the mouth of Mandatory. And with the spike plant coming in and Kellogg's the only player close by, there's little that they can do, but watch this one slip away.
Listen, again, it comes back to that ultimate usage. Armageddon if they really need to, but Cosmic Divide invested as well. This is a 2v4, and Kellogg's is on an operator. Eternal Fire look as if they're going to push this one over the line.
What's the sight? And that ult's going to do nothing to stop them.
Yeah, Enzo noted. Kushina tries to check down below, but is caught for it. Mikey being able to trade that out, and you look at the 3 players on site. They're holding fast with Kellogg's waiting for anybody who tries to escape. The smoke blooms to allow players safe passage, and Kellogg's misses the opportunity.
Mandatory now must know what the situation looks like. It's a recall of the screen smoke. Mike You know, it's his own utility. Paranoia comes out. Timing is awful. Mikey's got to go huge, and he was thinking about the TP. Caught between two minds, tongue twisted. And with Eternal Fire getting the spike plant in, the round is gone. And yeah, Kelox has pinged this out. He knows where Izzy is. That's so diligently played by the duelist. That was the only threat there. KO Knife confirms it. A has been settled in terms of the score right now. 5 versus 3. 2 players advantage. Steel Garden coming in, catching every single player in the middle of the map, and while Brave does get a single kill towards tower, the reposition from Mikey is prepared for anyone cutting across. He's taken away Garage. The gap is more towards A, and that's where Eternal Fire will go with 20 seconds left.
Spike down.
Spike
A.
was just momentarily dropped, but as you said, 15 seconds and the time is ticking away. Kelox still not cleared from the back of sight. Showstopper used to confirm it. I'm not trying to call him that. The Rolling Thunder hasn't even cleared either. At least there's a trade out from Cider from Eternal Fire. And that wall, the sheer, has bought time right now for Mandatory to get into position.
Like the floor flash from Hip as well to re-engage, as you say. The tool he was trying to take. Izzy, just not spotted him, rounds the corner, strafes away. Eternal Fire now quickly making this reaction. It's Kelox again, the only A anchor. He must stand his ground and hold the line, or Eternal Fire will get past to what must be another round.
It's just the operator as well, and at close range you are one and done. Mandatory doing the best they can to distract from Kelox's position, but as they round the corner, Kelox does get the one that he's looking for, and Mandatory trade it out. Time is getting low, and a 1 versus 1. There is the rose to 1.
It's a globe, mate, but I agree. Enzo, world class, sprayed down. Someone who's been to those international events, but Story again, someone who feels a little too good for tier 2, hasn't quite been able to cut it at the top. Recent years at the very least. Rolling him back right now as he's already got a couple of kills. Player advantage for Mandatory as it stands, but it's Mikey once more that needs to do it all, and the headshot won't suffice.
Heartbreaking. 2v2 though, still workable for Eternal Fire in this post plan. But if this hits, that could be big damage onto Kushner.
Ooh, it was played for the open plant. Kelox closing in, can't make a meal of this. Kushner, 1 kill, brings up his opportunity at a round win. The showstopper can't quite find it to light the fuse onto Sivov. And so with
players are seen. It's now as quick as possible to get towards B. Mikey placed in towards a locked position, and Enzo placing Mandatory into an advantage.
Back to the retake, there is the nade available. Cam as well for Izzy. It's going to be difficult to get this one going, especially when Enzo puts the wall up in your face.
Yeah, I like this from Mandatory. They look to get the post plant set up before the spike is down. It's done, and now it's all about when Eternal Fire come back in.
Such a difficult angle to try and cross as well, the barrier. No flank, no second layer for Eternal Fire, but they've been clinical in reclaiming space. Flash from Sivov to try and start it. The Catalyst hasn't really got things going, but Mandatory follow up! Kelox is just taking the orb right in front of them, underneath Eternal Fire's nose. If you can't find a way to convert a setup like this, then your best chance is possibly gone. Kushner, meal of those first couple of fights. The follow-up will be there though. Cider clean trapped by Izzy, and they can cause this rotation.
Showstopper in, there's trades either way, but it's Cider who comes out on top. Brave does not want to give away their position, and Izzy just putting that little cherry on top for the round. A 1v3 for Hip to try and recover from, has a flash to work with as well to consider. Also has to rescue the spike.
But as we say before, he does feel a little unbeatable in these clutch situations. The double up from Cider and Brave is what will put a stop position of Izzy into this back corner. Shouldn't be suppressed. Trap stay up, guarded well by Kushner instead. Everything from which to work. Cam still relaying info back to the rest of the team. Anima taking his timing but losing his head inside the process. 4-on-4 situation. Mandatory stabilizing mid-round.
If Mandatory can get on towards site, that's a res in which they can use.
Cider staving off any more aggression, but lost to the fire and flames himself. Golf the opposite way. Wall goes up to defend the backline as Mandatory mow their way through defender spawn, repossessed. It's Brave that has to send them packing from his B site once more. But with a smoke placed, it's one of his own to re-engage. Clean shot onto Mikey. Needs to flick for the follow-up, but Hip is right by his side. And so Mandatory move a man in front.
Hip now holding on towards main. Big 1v1 against Izzy that he needs to win out and can.
Sivov in the clutch. Not a player often put to the hot seat. His opportunity here. All that really stands between Mandatory and maybe moving up to a map point. It looks a little more likely. Cushion low needs to stick for the half. Sivov will send. Mandatory have achieved not all too much. They get into heaven. Same as they did in the previous round. It was the reaction which we credited them for, though. Steel Garden coming in, guns stripped away from the Eternal Fire defense. The classic in the corner is good enough for Izzy. Shorty from elbow, Anima locking it down, breaking both arms of this push. The aftershock comes in, it's enough of a deterrent. Mid push made. Kellox with a huge shot onto Anima, the rotate player, the support network of this Eternal Fire side, as it's an isolated Brave in the back that's got to do it all for now.
Has to hold on, but the thing is, though, isn't able to, as Kellox looks to drag Mandatory forward. The showstopper doesn't hit, and Izzy spam does. The spray working out. Sivov halves the rifle, tries to bait out the peak, and well, it will come his way, but not when he wants it. Time is getting low. Eternal Fire, they're getting caught off guard here. A 1v1 to win the map, and Sivov can't.
Group as a team, and for this comp to work, it relies on things like lineups and like kills to open up the round. You can't just play patient the whole time. You need something to get you going, and as Izzy attempts his best form of resistance, it falls flat, and with it the site collapses.
Armor getting used, and it's missed as Kushner drops out as he noted he's not. Somehow's been able to survive! There's no way!
3 kills!
2! No,
One
Mikey!
bullet.
Not ready yet.
No. Needs to be careful.
Not ready yet.
Up close as Kushner's operator, and would have heard that smoke. So 3 players against 4. Showstopper over the wall. Mikey got the pick, but not before the rocket was shot. It explodes, and now this lead just grows more and more. Time is ticking away. This is going to have to be heroics of the highest form, which will not come to light unless Enzo can do it all by himself.
He has the res, but it's just too far away to get a teammate back up on their feet. Has to do it solo. Plant's going to come in at the very least, but Eternal Fire are bearing on down.
Yeah.
The back of the pack, trailblazing their way through the tower block. Ultimate invested. Anima goes early on top of the wall, dropping down is Kellox. He is in the ground. Another player goes down. Enzo just the one. Hip in a clutch, but no time to try and take it. A turn. Try and clear it. Kellox waiting, double stack, both drop in, both players dead. The fire turns to fumes as Mandatory have managed to do enough for now. The flash is brilliant as Hip plays himself in, a little over aggressive. Brave finding 3 of the absolute best. The wall goes up, 30 seconds left. Enzo trying to do his best. He'll go back through and trade information. Elbow taken away from them for now. Spike to be planted behind the support of the Nebula. 2-on-2, and it all goes quiet.
Obscuring vision.
Still, they have to get through that wall, and Mandatory aren't waiting, has it? They're coming straight through. Reposition from main, though. Finally, the wall drops, and Brave is solo.
All on Anima, caught to the corner. Enzo looking to add more. Cider from the corner. Info on both by Kellox. And Cider continues to support Anima, the player that did go down, but still, bodies on the site for Eternal Fire. The Salvos walk away with yet another 20 seconds or less. When you discount the spike plant, I don't think it's going to go down. The only players to drop are on the mandatory side. Mikey attempts his absolute best, but Sivov still can't save them. He'll try his best. It's not enough. Eternal Fire have turned this one around.
That, I don't even know where to begin with that. Although we know they like to play slow. And Eternal Fire looking to reaggress, which is punished. Cider, no more Teho utility for the rest of this round.
Eternal Fire running themselves into the ground. Walking maybe a more apt way of putting it, because it's slow. And it's a bit silly. I think we saw Cider fall foul to similar mistakes before. Mandatory have called a pause on this, waited for that regenerative utility to come back up. The stun and the reveal matched with the paranoia perfectly. You'd think it spelled success, but Eternal Fire!
But he always finds himself in short. Oh, he doesn't even get a chance to escape. Can Mandatory convert from a player advantage?
Well, you'd expect them to do so. Kellogg's cuts open the site. Is he gone? Anima, oh, Sheriff shot spiked down, has been pinged out. In terms of utility, what is there to look at? Well, would have been the Link player. Hips cut out the drone from Cider, so Kushner caught in an awkward spot, fighting forwards from that flash, but nothing given. Reaps no reward, and the streak should stop here and now, Cairo. It is just 10 rounds, but even then, so important that Mandatory could do what they've done.
Guardian back in the hand, what damage can get done? Still
set combo for the Fire early, or reveal right down the throat of Anima. Cider's going to walk in to a spring-loaded setup. There were two players waiting in sewers, neither of them capitalizing, nor Izzy on the operator. Positive beginnings for Mandatory, but they will be met with resistance as they move towards the seaside, and the canary in the coal mine is the spy cam. Kushner knows it. He's got to go big.
He's already got the first. He's looking for more. You can see him baiting with the idea of peeking from backside. He's brought hit blow. There's still more players to deal with, and the support is there. Esports! There's still so many players here in which to deal with. The paranoia, the defensive one, hasn't been cleared. The Mandatory, they know about the position from short, but while they know about it, they just can't deal with it. Spike on the ground, and it's another round where Mandatory flounder and just do not have any sort of resistance
in terms of position. And there you go. Izzy cracks the whip. That's Enzo gone, 4v4.
Izzy's got an idea about this being an A hit and knows that there's a timing on A long as the players come in. Shot known about with the AWP, CT not. And again, it's the same issues that have been cropping up time and time again. Sivov won't even get a chance and hit. Well, his late luck that happened to work on the rifle round will not work here. 20 seconds to rescue a 1v3, and he doesn't even have it fixed him.
Eternal Fire, all too happy to exploit. Izzy shoots one out of the smoke. Cider supporting in his role. The Op walks forwards. Through the lens, he looks to take more, but Enzo has brought this into his own hands. Stripped away. Obviously, Mandatory always just seem to peak so early in a split. The first final, the one which they've made the last two of. Something has to change. Improvements to be made. This round looks much better. The Sheriffs are snappy. So is Kushner. The Q walks back in. What can he do? Almost everything. Flick not enough. Izzy is the player on which this remains. Enzo's going to try and fake this with a drone or something. Has to clear it. Dead man walking. Acceleration on the A plane now. And we do get this op. Dueling against each other, and who's going to win? Of course, it's Izzy.
It's the acceleration of a Citron Hazard, as you called him earlier. There is somewhat of something to work with here. The operator of Izzy trying to hold on to backside themselves, but Mikey is low. That's the only other exception, and now two players low, and it's Kushner to try and clutch up. Okay, there's something in which a Mandatory can work with here.
I mean, Sivov was low. That's
what they get. I mean, like, for instance, Izzy there, like, shouldn't have been able to get that. Uses their own smoke against the mandatory. They've put at a disadvantage. How do they get a player back on their side?
It's crazy. OE player on the Eternal Fire side in the top 10 for ACS this event, but
to be the goal. And again, you're looking at what the retake looks like for the defence, that Rolling Thunder being the key point, and Hit being a late win condition. With that being gone as well, it slowly seems as if the walls are closing in amongst mandatory.
Even the ult from short side there, aftershock combined. Anima in proxy has won the fights without even having players draped in the red jerseys looking to try and spill some blood, paint the town in the kind of colour that they would like right now as Brave marches forwards on the other side of the smoke. It's messy. Kellogg's letting loose of a couple shots, but Mikey backsights the one who's going to support them. Anima doing everything. Stun from Izzy gets in past the cyber cage. Mikey playing around this, but he's not long for this world. Bulldog of Sivov out in the open, has to be careful, gets caught. Oh no, not like this, mandatory. After winning the last round, it's the captain and Kellogg's to try and claw things back. They're worried about the flank, but the issue lies in front. Freeze, reload, fire creeping closer, peek round the corner, damage, Cider to do it! Get it going for now. Oh, Sivov, caught in transition. That was the spam from Brave. He did that against Focus as well, and it's another angle unaccounted for, which has put Eternal Fire in front. Brave, rolling with the punches. A little bit more of that, and Eternal Fire will be home and dry.
That's all they're hoping for, just to reach round number 10. And it looks like it's all a certainty, like the mandatory trying to get back in and they can't, and the more layers of utility come forward, Eternal Fire putting a trap towards CT.
And there's nothing to engage with this either. I mean, Mikey has a smoke, Kellogg's a couple, but more than anything it has to be damage limitation. I mean, who's taking it towards Sewer? It's a stun actually out on long. Instead, players line up. Kellogg's only able for one. Now, Enzo brings the ult online, but in his disengage, it's Mikey that needs to come up big. Lobby under wraps. Mandatory making this one look pretty easy in the end. But Brave's still alive, and as long as he is, anything can happen. 2 kills lent to
Good as well, just couldn't quite find the player from it, Sivov, but he might get found himself. Very low, the OMG play, the outplay, it's come through at the right time. Eternal Fire getting the spike down.
The majority of it was on the opposite side. Well, here is Kellogg's. That's the push forwards that could make the difference. But when you don't find Cider, what do you end up with? Enzo left alone with his Odin. Mandatory don't over-rotate in these kinds of positions. With Sivov furthest forwards, he has to be big. Discipline 2 players. And he's gonna get them both.
Fantastic from Sivov. Unbelievable stuff. Kushina, there you have it. Oh, I thought with a headshot it was confirmed.
Someone doesn't play Odin in their ranked games.
Who does?
One thing that isn't perfect about it. Otherwise, beautiful weapon. And a beautiful round from Mandatory as well. I think they set this one up pretty effectively. Stun through mid. Reaction, Eternal Fire. Cider 2 kills. Enzo leading in Hunter's Fury. Eliminations this tournament. There's another one of them. 3 versus 1. Single other time. It found the mark. But Kushina's Bucky in the back lines is firing blanks.
Izzy's blades still not being used, and when they are, it's Mandatory's retake that comes through at the right time. Oh my god! There's no way! Spike denied, and Kellogg's up against Kushina's rifle.
Another 1 versus 2. This time it's Kellogg's to try and confirm it. Over the top he goes. Kushina has spotted him, retreats in position, another missed bullet, but still a chance. A looming one. Kellogg's to keep Mandatory in it. A slow peek taken from the side as the Cypher player once again to be the difference maker on the A site. But it's Kellogg's that wins the first duel. It's not for long.
Oh, it just continues on, Hazza.
Oh, the retakes trying to come in. Mandatory to save themselves. It's Sivov. 38 kills on Haven last time out. He has to be the hero, put the cape on and save them. He can't do it. And while Eternal Fire were denied the Derby win the other day, they will make it to the grand final.